And this is part 3.
Shit. Too much? It's wild. Before we start today, I invite you to just join me in doing a quick body scan of the self. Eyes open if it's unsafe. There's very little places that you'd be unable to take a moment to check in and feel where the body is speaking to you. Today I'm pulled to the right side of my body and the tip of my shoulder. So I will listen there for more. I'm going to share a story about the cards that I discovered through the Tiny Tarot Time journey. This is an impromptu version of part 3 because, in interesting, intuitive fashion, by the time I got to episode 3, I realized that the final episode was really me just constructing the little bottles with the messages in them from the cards that we had discovered in the first 2 episodes. And we hadn't yet seen them visually, so I wanted to look at them and see what the story might be trying to tell me that I had missed, the messages that needed to be shared or passed on through me to you. And I realized days later that again, I've been taken on a journey willingly, consciously chosen. Either I chose or I was chosen. I'm beginning to appreciate how mutually exclusive or inclusive those parts of the process are. And so I chose a portal to help translate the energy signature from a directional perspective, a doorway for you to embark on with me. And I chose this portal because to me it represents, of all the portals, the intention portals from Bali Mama, which will be linked below, this is the one that represents clarity to me the most, and I feel attuned to that energy signature significantly post Gemini full moon. So I want to thank my guides, and if that's too uncomfortable for you to digest, as I offer myself as merely a projection for you to absorb as part of your own psyche, in a sense, see yourself in my story. The attunement of clarity now begs us internally to hear its call. The question of will we answer is irrelevant. Will you hear the call? As you attune or distract or divert from distraction, it is inevitable that you get more clarity. I'm feeling it quite anticlimactic at this point in the journey. Because I expect it now. It is a baseline of attunement to intuition and inner clarity that allows us to make this segue from portal to paragraph. I am wrestling inside to let the human go to share this story with you today, so thank you for your patience and for joining me. I think it's important. The intention for the period of time, the container of the canvas that we have to play with these energies that are presented to us through this seemingly laborious process. Episode 1, Part 1, Episode 1, Part 2. What is this for? We won't need to know. There are messages here, and now is the time to sit with them. As she stands, how reason I chose this portal is the bottom of the deck, after I shuffled through, was the Lovers, which is about choice, crossroads, and duality. It's also Gemini energy, the full moon we've just come through. And then I found the Four of Cups, which is unexpected, value, a cup in the periphery. There's something missing. I knew there was messages that I had missed through the journey of producing that podcast style reading. For no apparent reason, I'm really trusting my guidance system to deliver these, because the value that's in the periphery of my experience currently is that of consistency. And as if to say, has the vehicle been maintained enough to be able to take motion now, to take off the chariot? And there's a real checking in with the body, as I did at the beginning of this session, that's required for that to really be known. Nobody can really start this vehicle other than the self. And the being behind the wheel in the chariot is the Emperor, the masculine energy, the four of the major arcana, the stability, the stabilizing fourth leg of the table, the chair of the introduction of that hero's journey. And the two sphinxes, the yin and yang at the base, are in rest mode, maintenance mode, until alignment, attunement, inner awareness becomes a conscious choice, and it becomes valued as part of the journey, the relationship with the self. The next card we saw in the journey was the Strength card, the Hermit, and then the Wheel of Fortune. These first four major arcana were in the episode part 1. Standing alone here before me, they are a formidable lineup to be entering this month ahead. And that was the chapter of time I missed, was over there. I faded into it when I was speaking earlier. I was taken. Don't take me literally. I allowed energy to work through me, and when I found myself distracted in the mind or frustrated or running an old program, I had this pocket of consciousness that I trusted in myself. The Hermit, thank you. An inner cave. The Hermit goes into the cave at the top of the mountain and works, and it's craft and mastery, and it's a dark night of the soul, and it's where nobody else knows your name. It's a place to catch and release energy, and it's where I can release the negative thought form, the imbalanced side that I have become accustomed to being compassionate for. The Strength is really allowing us to be compassionate for what the ego requires and what we need in this infinite and not linear healing journey in our own experience levels. And so with that in mind, I had this pocket of consciousness that I could go, no, allow me, it will be a pleasure to receive insight, clarity, and to remember those messages that are needed. I've consciously chosen to not allow my periphery. I value my time, even in my subconscious, and that's what's happened here in the course of these episodes. And here we are together, grabbing the Wheel of Fortune. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. But it's the four energy of that chariot, the Emperor, with the Wheel of Fortune, with the four fixed signs of the zodiac in each corner of this, really allowing us to trust the vehicle. This is a real forward-moving month of great expansion from the depths of that dark night of the soul, and without one without one hair on that lion's head standing up, in a sense, just pure, calm, compassionate, gentle, caressing of, the lion in The Wizard of Oz was just such a little pussycat, really gentle purring of that desire line through this story. So that was episode part 1. Then we have this lineup, And I want to talk about the rest of the month, if that could be the week that we've just been through, that I'm finally caught up through, because these cards have been drawn throughout the past week. This has been a journey. The Hanged Man, Justice, and then 4 court cards: Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Divine Counterparts, King of Cups, Air, Water, Earth. Now, I got to say, as soon as I saw this lineup come before me, because I remember receiving the energy of the Hangman and Justice card when the little bottles were before me in the previous episodes. You don't need to have seen them for this to make any sense. This has been the work I've needed to go through in order to get to this moment, this now moment, which is what everything is. So it's an offering to volunteer my vulnerability as I show you my work along the way. But these 4 court cards struck me so significantly as ancestral partnerships, the guidance system, the guides, working through every element of emotion, energy in motion, earth, water, air. And the fire is represented by the sun here. It feels so tempered. Thank you, Temperance. Sagittarius season. Oof. For every element of light, there is an element of dark, and vice versa. And let's just take the Justice and the Hanged Man. Ooh! As a moment to pause, an invitation to ground. It needs to be done differently. I don't know what does. And I guess we listen to the guidance system, the advice of the guides, of these court cards that seem to be walking us through step by step these energy signatures within us, the body scan, shall we say. Each of them almost representing a different aspect of the self that is self-actualizing. All roads lead to home. And I can see this here with the end of this beautiful reading being the Judgment and the World card, and they are sequentially the last 2 cards of the Major Arcana. And I didn't place them here while I did choose these cards. It was a long while ago. This is divinely guided for us to be able to see this cycle through, to really bring it home, and to be able to look back at those roads with a sense of accomplishment, and to be proud of your post, the Queen of Pentacles, proud of your post as the Queen of Swords, proud of your post as the King of Pentacles, double time on the Queen, and proud of your post and adventuring forth with this cumulative team of guidance as the King drives forward, allowing emotion, the ocean, the depth of that to be the regulator, the internal clock, like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. And the King of Cups is offering a dense chapter of acceptance, depth, not dense, a deep chapter of acceptance to really reach inward. That is such a poor unfortunate souls, so sad and true. This one wants to have a lover, this one something, something, something. Can I help them? Yes, I do. Those poor unfortunate souls. Yeah, this is Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Look, I'm definitely projecting because I'm really itching to get to the Nine of Pentacles. But I see Ursula as one of those characters that preys on the codependency of humans and the need of attachment to the earth realm and things and stuff. And while Ariel is on her own journey, I think we can all see ourselves in that story, and you know, choosing freedom, conscious choice to value that which is maybe in our avoidance pocket of consciousness, and rather, like I said earlier, bringing through a counteracting yin versus yang, sort of balancing light, conscious, curious pocket of consciousness, which really allows you to master this energy and bring this home. I want to say there's never a better time to be proud of the self and to really reinforce the boundaries or the rituals and practices and the effort that has been placed to take care of the self so far. You know, it takes a long time to grow grapes. The Nine of Pentacles doesn't just stand before this abundance shrubbery without trusting that those 6 pentacles are for herself and the 3 are for the others. It's much a mind over matter situation with her here, leading us into the offering of the Page of Pentacles, which is right before the freedom of that inner child with the yes, the sun. And this is what really turns the coin, if we want to say, the abundance coin, and it's shiny on the other side. You know, it's like it's been a bit tarnished up until this point of the reading, and it's revealed. You are being revealed, or it is being revealed to you, how abundant this treasurable moment is. And maybe it's coming at some time in the month. It could be, if you want to call Christmas that time to open your inner child portal within, then go and have fun and play with that, and however you need to activate it. And I see this much more than just the collective world, you know, the global. It's the portal of New Year's Eve. I really feel being called in here, something being released. I feel this end of this year is, I wanted to say mark my words, but I don't know, my words are coming out before they come out. So let me just say them and you take what resonates. But mark my words, you're going to look at yourself at the end of this year and see a shadow of your former self that was once. This New Year's just a year prior, and it's just, we want you to appreciate how much you can achieve in a year and a lifetime. And if this is just the beginning, then count the seconds, count the moments, count the nows in your moments, count the micro nows in your moments, and enjoy every grain of sugar like an ant chasing it from miles away. Can the pleasure of the journey to get to that sweetness is valuable. Appreciation in the micro and the macro will be shaped. I'm seeing fruit salad, shaped from like fruit into fruit, like really finely chopped fruit salad that you could pick up a spoonful, like a teaspoon, and on the teaspoon there's all the different types of fruit. That's how much effort has gone into cutting down the fruit. You know, each different, those melons and kiwis and even little pomegranates. Wow, there's so much effort that goes into harvesting and preparing and serving. The Page of Pentacles is really this energy come the end of this month. It's really serving up. Wow, my jaw. Intricate, intimate, detailed, pleasant abundance, mouthfuls that can be slowly ingested and trickled out throughout the year. I think there's something really important about the grapes and the micro and the macro pleasure and uniqueness and the flavour profile of the nuance of everybody's different journey here. I can taste it all collectively, and yet everybody is pleased by this at the same time. It's a plethora of energy, and I just want to say, oh, the Empress, I've really enjoyed receiving this. I need to go and have a bit of a cry to allow that to really process through me. It was beautiful. I feel like, what's that movie? Krista, Fern Gully at the end of the movie when the sludgy machine is gone and she's walking and there's just flowers everywhere. That's what that fruit salad felt like. Good work, collective. Thank you so much for allowing me to see it that way. It was beautiful. Ace of Swords, yeah, that clarity. Okay, I'll talk about the portal, inner awareness, and then I'll let you go and have fun with your experience, because I've really enjoyed that, to wrap this up. A portal to inner awareness. My intention is to connect with my higher self and be aware of my thoughts, so I become a more conscious thinker, the pocket of consciousness. I realize I am not my thoughts. I am easily able to shift my thoughts to more positive and useful directions. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. I was just a little bit disheartened about the Tiny Tarot Time Part 3 when I realised that the third part was kind of redundant, but it was by no means redundant. I just had to consciously grab that wheel and allow the collective energy to work through me and prepare for this month ahead myself before I got into that vehicle to drive this chariot forward, to help us see it through and to really close this year out. So I will definitely be back before the year ends, maybe not with a reading like this, but have the best festive season you've ever had. Take a moment to pause and really listen to the body and tune into what your ancient guidance system is guiding you to harmonize within yourself, because what you want to do and what you do and what you're able to do starts right here. Enjoy. Thank you. See you next time. Bye. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, I don't want to leave. Really overheated there. I held it though. I held it. Oh, your hair looks great, bud. Oh. When I was little and I wanted to faff around my room and I wanted to stay up all night rearranging and regulating my emotions, even though I didn't know that that's what I was doing. And I would have so much shame. And parents would come in the next day and be like, "What, Jaylene, what have you done? Everything's moved around." Oh, it wasn't me, it was the trolls. You did it. You moved everything. You organised it. Look what I did. Now I've got this whole craft area. Oh, but Jaylene, you need to sleep, you need to rest. Four of Swords, yeah. That was how I regulated. Emotional regulation from the inside out. And it's taking me all week to get here, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And the art of inner awareness, inner attunement, allows me to catch myself and avoid the shame spiral and dive into the depth of acceptance to enjoy, because this is my one life. And it's a rainbow. Yes. I'm going to celebrate next week. It's my birthday.